You hear it again. That sudden bark. Sharp. Repeated. Almost like your dog is reacting to nothing at all. And you probably think the same thing every time. Why are you barking again? But what if I told you? Your dog isn't barking randomly at all. What if every single bark is actually a message? Something emotional, something instinctive, something you've been missing all along. Because dogs don't speak your language. So they use the only thing they have left: sound, energy, and repetition. And barking? That's not noise to them. It's communication. But here's where it gets interesting. Not all barks mean the same thing. And most owners completely misread them. Let's break it down. When your dog suddenly barks at the door, you think they're just reacting to a sound. But in their mind, something very different is happening. They're not just hearing a noise. They're scanning for change. Dogs are wired through survival instinct. In the wild, silence meant safety, and sudden sound meant potential danger. So when your dog barks at the door, the window, or even an empty hallway, they're not being dramatic. They're saying, something changed and I need to understand it. But here's the twist most people never realize. Sometimes they're not warning about danger at all. Sometimes they're warning about emotion. Yes, emotion. Because dogs don't just read sound and movement. They read you, your breathing, your stress, your energy, your tone before you even speak. And this is where it gets unsettling. There are moments when your dog barks, not because something is outside, but because something inside you has changed. Stress, anxiety, anger, sadness. They feel it before you even show it. And their bark becomes a reaction to your internal state. Almost like they're saying, something is off, and I don't know how to fix it. But wait, this gets even deeper. Because not every bark is about alerting. Some barks are about connection. Have you ever noticed your dog barking at you, even when nothing is wrong? That's not frustration. That's communication. It's their way of saying, look at me. I need you right now. Dogs are social animals. In their world, silence from their pack leader feels like distance. So they use barking like a tap on the shoulder. Not to annoy you, but to reconnect with you. And here's the part most people miss completely. If you ignore those moments repeatedly, your dog doesn't stop caring. They start trying harder, louder, longer, more intense. Not out of misbehavior, but out of emotional urgency. And this is where owners often make a critical mistake. They think barking is something to stop, but in many cases, it's something to understand first. Because if you remove the bark without understanding the reason, you don't fix the message, you silence it. And what happens to emotions that are constantly silenced? They don't disappear, they build. But let's go deeper into something even more surprising. There are also anticipation barks. This is when your dog barks before something happens. Before you pick up your keys, before you stand up, before you even touch the leash. And it feels like magic, but it's not. It's pattern recognition. Your dog studies your life more than you realize. They know the sound of your shoes, the rhythm of your movement, the timing of your routines. So when they bark in those moments, it's excitement mixed with prediction. They're saying, I know what's coming and I feel it before it even happens. But here's where things take a strange turn. What about those sudden, random midnight barks? The ones that make you sit up and wonder if something is wrong? Most people assume they saw something or heard something, but sometimes there's no external trigger at all. This is where instinct becomes emotional memory. Dogs can react to subtle environmental shifts you can't perceive. Air pressure changes, distant sounds, movement outside your awareness. But emotionally, those barks often carry something deeper. A heightened sense of alertness that doesn't fully switch off. And if your dog is often stressed during the day, those nighttime barks can become emotional overflow. It's not random, it's release. And here's the loop you need to understand. Every bark has a source, but not every source is visible. Some are physical, some are emotional, and some are deeply connected to you. If this is making you see your dog differently already, pay close attention, because there's more. Not all barking is loud. Some dogs bark softly, almost like they're testing the air. Those are usually the most emotionally complex moments, because that kind of bark is uncertainty. It's them asking a question instead of making a statement. Is everything okay? Are we safe? Are you okay? And when they don't get reassurance, that soft bark can escalate, not because they're disobedient, but because uncertainty grows when unanswered. And now here's the emotional truth most people never hear. Your dog isn't trying to control you. They're trying to understand their world through you. And you're their world. Every room you enter, every emotion you carry, every silence you hold, they feel it all. So when they bark, it's rarely just noise. It's context. It's confusion. It's connection. And sometimes it's love expressed in the only language they fully own. But here's the final layer you need to understand. If your dog suddenly changes their barking pattern, don't ignore it, because behavioral shifts are rarely random. They often reflect changes in environment, health, or emotional stability. And your dog will always show you first before anything becomes serious. Now, think about this for a moment. All this time, you thought barking was something to control. But what if it was actually something to interpret? A language without words. A signal system built on instinct, emotion, and connection. Because once you start seeing it this way, you stop reacting to your dog and start understanding them. And that changes everything. So the next time your dog barks, don't ask, "Why are you making noise?" Ask, "What are you trying to tell me?" Because your dog isn't just barking. They're communicating. And the more you listen, the deeper that bond becomes. Your dog isn't just reacting to the world around them. They're reacting to you, to emotion, and to life itself. And once you truly understand that, you'll never hear barking the same way again.